I came so close, and I thought someone was coming, and I just held on. I did everything I could. I was like saying to myself before, if it comes down to it, you've got to throw yourself here, and I even did that. And it's the only way I could have topped that is with the win, but there's nothing else I could have done. I literally did everything I possibly could, and the same story every year in the 15. Whoever goes in as the favourites always seems to have a bit too much of a target. So I don't think one person would have expected Nada to win that. And even myself coming to home straight, I felt good, and I thought I'd written my own perfect fairy tale. And when I look back on this, I would never have expected at the start of the season and how I was performing in July and August to come away with anything from these champs.
I was going to say, when you attacked Jakob 3 years ago, you had none of the problems that you'd had for the last 3 years, and you obviously had belief. When you attacked tonight, what was going through your mind?
I just knew I was going to try and win it at some point, and honestly, the thing that I'm going to come away from this is that, what more could I have done? I felt like I ran the perfect race for me, and I think the main thing to take away from that is Nada ran an unbelievable race. I don't think I saw a little clip on the screen. He came from so far back that I don't think any of us would have expected that to happen. And I knew the opportunity was there to try and win it. I felt great for the rounds, and there's just no natural front runner, so I was like, this is going to be great. As soon as it went up slow, I was like, I'm going to have to do something here to try and win this. And I laid all my cards out. That was, for me, it's been so hard this season not to come back and compare myself to where I left off in 2022, because I've had some horrible years. I probably got a bit of PTSD almost from what's happened with these injuries. Even before this, I had a little felt like I was getting ill. I had a couple of little problems that I was like, this is it, my season's not gonna carry on here, this is gonna be the end. And I made huge moves within my life and for my fiancée Georgie. She's been uprooted from my home in London for me to move to Manchester and pursue something like this. I've changed coaching setup, I've got a new coaching team, and it was all these gambles that affected my probably happiness outside of the running. It wasn't a decision that was for a better quality of life, it was a decision to come here and be able to produce things like this. So the main thing I have to think is that was all worthwhile, and everyone that's looked after me so well. I've been babied this past 6 months to get me to this point, and I could have very easily not even made a British team again. I could have not even got near a podium. Even on the bus on the way over, I was like, this could go so many different ways, but I just feel like I'm a racer, and I know that when I go out there, I'll do everything I can to leave it on the track. And there was some freedom knowing that I could just go out there and express myself. And if I ended up with nothing, no one expected that. I didn't expect it myself. So to come away with anything was a reward. It's just coming so close to that gold. It's I've got to be happy with silver.
Have you spoken to your dad yet?
No, I haven't. I've seen everyone else on the way around. It's nice because in Eugene it was rest of the season I had to carry on, whereas now this is me. I can go and do what I want. I'm not going to warm down. I'm going to chill out and enjoy it. And I think I've got a lot of processing and decompressing to do from not even this season but the last few years, because it's been grim.
What's the worst moment of those last 3 years? Was it?
Honestly, that Paris one was cruel, real cruel. I thought my chance of going for the 15 was the worst thing that was going to happen, but I was going to get on the start line for an 800 and perform well there. And to come within a week of that, I really questioned whether this was something I wanted to do still. I was like, it's just kicking me at every point possible, and it's the worst bit of dangling a carrot and then just ripping it away at the last minute when I'm about to take a bite. And it's even the way it probably played on me and my dad's relationship. I don't think if I'd have had successful years, I would have ended up making a change. So that's something that there's a lot of things. It's I had a great life in London. Had 8 great years there, and that was my friends down there. And I've moved to a place just purely for a new setup for staying healthy and a new fresh start. And it's just felt at points what have I done? I've done all this for nothing. So I've really got to look back on this and reflect that it was worthwhile. It's something that on these next couple of days I hope I'll feel immense pride of, and I just need to process it a lot, because you lock in so much that you don't really think about what's going on around and how much these things mean. All I was thinking about was, I've got an opportunity to win here, that's what I'm going to try and do. And to not win is fine, because I never would have expected to guarantee myself a medal here, so I feel very grateful that I've got that.
You didn't get a chance to see your dad after the final in Eugene. Will you see him tonight, do you think?
I hope so, I hope so. One of the things in Eugene was my mum and dad didn't come out and drink and celebrate afterwards, so my mum's a bit of an early bird and it's quite late, so I hope that they can do that here. And a lot of it is just taking myself away from the sport that's been so tormenting these past few years, and just realise that emotionally this has been a freaking hard journey, like real hard. It's funny because like I spent we had a lot of time to kill today because the race was so late, and I watched Tommy Fury's documentary on BBC, and it was his dad John Fury, so Tyson's coach, and he said, I can't believe that this is what I'm taking the quote from, but he said, you can't change your destiny. He was like, your destiny's set in stone, you can do everything to change it and everyone else will do everything to change it, but what's going to happen, that'll be. So I watched that and I was like, you know what, like tonight, if it's meant to be and I'm meant to win it, I'm meant to get a medal, then that's what's going to happen. If I'm not, I'm not. And I came into that just very content with whatever will be. And I feel like this is more than adamant reward for me.
Do you feel like it's a bigger achievement in a way than the goal because of what
yeah, like we're such competitors that I would always say that winning a race is the most important thing. But yeah, like I can't put into words how much I battled my own head this year. The self-doubt has been immense, and just I'm 31 years old. Like I've got all these feelings about, am I going to be able to do any more in my career? I've reached the point where like a lot of people have retired. Like, am I going to be able to come out and still be at my best? And literally, it was only these heats and semi-finals that I really felt like, oh, this is me again. I made a few changes with like my race routines that I felt like I wasn't happy with in the season, and that I think has been a big thing for my own head, just feeling like myself. The sport has changed a lot in the last few years, like since I've been in it, and there were diamond leagues I was racing, I was like, I can't compete in this anymore. It's just mental, the standard of it, and I just grew in confidence through these rounds that there wasn't an obvious person that was going to take it in the 327 race. And I as soon as I knew that, I was like, well, I potentially am going to be one of the fastest ones finishing this last lap here. So if it comes down to 600 metre race, 400 metre race, 200 metre race, you've got to back the fastest runner, and I felt like I was up there for that. So I always knew that there was going to be a great opportunity, and I spoke with the guys in my coaching setup, and we spoke through just what I was going to do, and it was all about just hitting the front and trying to win at some point, and I did exactly what I wanted to do and gave everything.
Jake, you moved north and you changed coaches, but like what specific changes did you introduce to your routine that you think maybe helped you stay healthy this year compared to the last two?
Like nothing bad on my dad, but it was just the intensity was what I could deal with when I was younger, and the main thing for me was just to respect my body needs. Like you can't just keep hammering the same stuff and expect the same outcome when I was just getting these big injuries. I wasn't getting niggles, I was getting 2-month injuries every single time, and it wasn't the same recurring one. It was my foot, it was my shin, it was my hamstring, it was my knee. I was just getting all these things, and my coach John now, and there's a few guys, so like there's Steve, like Alex, like Andy there, my coaching team, and my fiancée Georgie has been a big part of it, because with my dad I probably wasn't vocal enough about voicing how I was feeling and how I was reacting to stuff, so Georgie's my voice for me, so they have a meeting and she'll voice how she thinks I'm feeling, and there's just a lot more respect. So I don't run much more than 40-50 miles a week. I cross train twice a week, but I supplement that with like more tempo every week than I've ever done, and then some like sprint stuff, which my physio and my sprint coach Alex O'Gorman, who he's the one I moved to Manchester for, he lives 400 metre walk away, and that's just been a massive thing, knowing that if something goes wrong I just can walk 5 minutes and I can get it fixed in no time. But it's just been about consistency. I had knee surgery in February and I've not really missed a week apart from that stomach bug before trials. I've just been so gradual, and there were points running in the season where I was like doubting that I was the same athlete, and as soon as I got out to some race I just did these sessions that felt better than I've ever felt, and I came into the heat, came to semi-final, and I just felt so in control that I knew that I was gonna do something that I was going to be proud of today. My fiancée Georgie went to, I think it was a cat shrine, and she got me a good luck cat. So then John, her dad, who's my coach now, gave me that before the warm-up, and I was like, even this is like heading towards like something special. So there were enough people that said to me they think that I look good and there's a great opportunity here, and you just hear a few people saying that and you're like, you know what, like I believe that, and if enough people are saying that, I must look good, so therefore I've got to go out and show that I am running as well as I have.
45-50 miles a week, how's that compared to what you were doing when you won in Eugene?
I had some weeks where I was like going 60-70. It's just been like, I don't need to run as much. Like the cross training for me, I'm good at that. Like
What kind do you do?
Sorry?
What kind of cross training?
I do like 45 minutes a couple times a week. So I only run, say on like a Wednesday, I'll do that and I'll run once in the evening. And then I'll do Friday, I'll always cross train, I'll never run. There's not like, the thing you realise with it, and I'm very good at being blinkered with my own training, I know what I need, and you see all these people doing crazy mileage, and fair enough, that works, but I know that wasn't, I couldn't survive 60 miles a week. So like the way John works it out is like he'll add the mileage up comparatively with cross training included. So I'm averaging 70 plus miles including my cross training, and it's just the confidence that the years of training is banked, and I don't need to prove that I can run 80 miles a week anymore. My tempo is just something that I used to go out and almost like race a 5 mile every time I did it, and now I just break it down into Ks, and there's a lot more control and a lot more just like keeping a lid on things. So it's just working for me.
Just on the right.
You had quite a complicated, I guess, relationship with your sport the past couple of years. Do you think this will change that relationship?
I hope so. Like, honestly, even this season, even as champs, I've had like a complicated relationship with it. I was sat on the bus on the way in my heats, and I said to myself, I was like, if I get knocked out in these heats, like, I think I'm done here. I was like, this is such a big test, because it's like the point I've always thrived is coming to championships. So if I can't get out of my heats, I'm like, I'm done. And I joked with Neil Gurley about that afterwards, because we're sharing a room, and he was like, mate, that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? He was like a boxer would lay his gloves in the ring. He was like, what are we going to do, get your spikes after a heat and like lay them down? And I just love racing. And my sports psycho, I've spoken a lot to her, and she's always said like this is where you want to be. You want to be on a style like this. So if it's intimidating, look around and just think. The last couple of years, I got nowhere near these stadiums, nowhere near these start lines, let alone a medal. And yeah, it's hard to put into words. Honestly, there's been so like I don't pay too much attention to what other people say, but I think a lot of people. Let's Run, I don't know if it was you guys. I came off social media just before, but I saw a 1500 meter power ranking, and I was ranked 18th. And I saw that, and I was like, I think I'm better than that still.
Not me.
Yeah, so whoever did that, I hope I proved that I'm a bit more worthy of it than that. And if it had been a 3:27 race, like I don't know, like I might not have had that, but the way these champs have gone, I just knew that it was going to be a chance for me to shine. And yeah, I did everything I could.
Just on the race itself, like you got into a good position. But I know I asked you at the start, but can you, the thought processes as you're coming down the back straight and you're going to go.
Yeah.
Can you give us an insight into what is going through your mind when you decide I'm going to have a crack at this?
Yeah, so that's probably the bit that I'm most relieved I still have, is I don't think it's autopilot. It's like I'm just programmed to make these moves, and I think it's almost like you give yourself a script in your head of what you want to do, and then without even thinking, you just follow that and pan it out. So I don't know that there's.
You always go at 2 rather than 1, don't you?
Yeah. So
why do you go at 2?
not to
it
like.
Works, right? But,
yeah. So my thing is like it's predictable, because I do it a lot, and for me we're not in like a contact sport. Like if I can get to the front and control that, like no one can stop me doing that if I'm good enough to make that acceleration to get there. And not to go into too much detail with it, but I love coming into the straight with a lead, because I feel like when you go into the straight, it's anyone's. Like there's people, like you saw there, like people moving, and like you don't want to be involved in that. You just want to be, for me, I just want to be relaxed and just focus on what I'm doing. And there was a screen, and like I don't know whether I was watching that too much, but if I hadn't been, maybe I wouldn't have realised Nada was even coming, and I wouldn't have pushed as I did at the end. So it's just that's how I feel like I run my best. And if I didn't feel good to do that, I wouldn't do it, because like that's not the right thing to do. But today, like genuinely, like I saw my agent after, and he was like, honestly, that was like, you ran the perfect race for you. Like, I don't think there's anything else I could have done there. Like the favourite was Niels Laros, he didn't medal. Josh had his problems. Like anyone you would have said would have medalled there. Like maybe people have said me, like, and I did, but everyone else on that podium you never would have predicted. So I did everything I could, and you got to run to strength.
Do you think it's mostly genes?
You couldn't have done anything else.
I tried. I got the wings. I was giving you the scoop that he was coming.
But I thought it was somebody else.
You were 12.3. You were 12.9. He was 12.3. I had the last number.
Oh, but like 12.3. I did everything I could. I did everything I could.
Jeff, you've walked into our domain here, so.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's great. No. So look. Did you think history was about to repeat itself?
I did. About halfway down the straight, I thought, this is it. First man ever to regain the title, the only one of the current era to win 2.
Yeah.
But then I saw the speed Nader was coming, and you think, there's nothing you can do. Everybody's foot to the floor. You just got to get it. And he dipped. Yeah. So
I said to myself before, I was like, because there was a British athlete in under 23s that really hurt himself falling in like a race, and I was like, if I really hurt myself here and I've become world champion, it's worthwhile, isn't it? But yeah, like I looked up at the score and I didn't even realise, like honestly I thought like maybe I'd still won that, because you don't know where you've thrown the torso and stuff. But
what you need to remember is you're never going to lose a race by a nose.
No, if it was measured on that, it would be
Did
easy.
you expect Nader to have that?
Nobody did. I've raced him all season and he's beaten me a couple times, but the 15, like, look at it, like we've had another champion from somewhere else. It's like you cannot predict
It's
it
been
anyway.
6 different champions in 6 years. So.
Yeah.
But talk us, sorry Jake.
Well, it's his achievement, not mine.
I know, but talk us through. See, once again in that commentary position, and it's him again. What was, like, from memory, you stayed composed again.
Yeah, I put it up on as a reel, but somebody alongside me filmed it. But we're beyond the Ingebrigtsen area, so there's going to be no runaways in the foreseeable future. Therefore, they're going to be close races. Therefore, you have to really concentrate because the lead can change. You need to know which Kenyan it is, what happened to Josh. So you've got to concentrate. So that's my fallback, is just to try and do my job, really.
Is there an element of you that can enjoy it a bit more now that you're just dad again?
I don't think so. No. It's still like Susan's very bad. I probably am less bad, but my heart's still racing. It's still the same because from the last 2 years his opportunities will be limited and he has to take them really. So anyway,
Go out for a drink with him tonight?
I think we're going somewhere. Yeah, I'm back in for your bloody media race at 9 o'clock. So I'll see you in a bit.
Jeff.